Okay, everybody, hello. Today is Thursday, September 4th, 2025. I now call this meeting of the Madison College Student Senate General Assembly to order at 4:33 p.m. At this time, I would like to say welcome to our General Assembly meeting of the Madison College Student Senate. This is a public meeting, and we will be recording for transparency and direct conversations. We're going to cover a few basic items before beginning. If you lose connection at any point during the meeting, you can reconnect by clicking the link or calling the number from your original email. To the senators and other members online, please activate your video and keep it on the duration of the meeting. If it is possible, use the raise hand feature when you'd like to be recognized to speak. Ask questions or request a roll call vote as chair. As to call on committee members, the order in which hands are raised, lower your hands if you have the cue. At this time, could I please get a roll call?
Yes, you can. President Jose Villarreal.
I am present.
Thank you. Vice President Administration and Finance Quinn Matson. I'm present. Vice President Legislative Affairs Bradley Burt.
Here.
Thank you. Vice President Team Development Corey Zertzel.
Here.
Thank you. Vice President Public Relations Ari Nichols.
Present.
Thank you. And Advisor Cole Caliocrado.
Present.
Thank you. We'll now move down to our general senators. Senator Sanjay Jagadish.
Present.
Thank you. Senator Annette Crowder.
She's present.
Thank you, Annette. Hello. Senator Ashley Larson.
Present.
Thank you. Senator Nadine Batulga.
Present.
Thank you. Senator Ayman Sharafuddin.
Present.
Thank you, Ayman. Senator Bethany Bauer.
Present.
Thank you. Senator Evan Sullivan Richgels.
Present.
Thank you, Evan. Senator Angel Avila.
Absent.
Absent. Got it. And Senator Sierra Brunner.
Present.
Thank you, Sierra. We'll now move down to our regional and metro campuses. Portage Senator John McCray.
Present.
Present. Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Reedsburg Senator Furkan Sindar.
Present.
Thank you. There we go. Other regional campuses are vacant. We have met quorum.
4 through 6. Quorum has been met. With that, I will read the minutes, prior minutes for approval. The last meeting we had was on August 21st, Thursday, 2025, from 4:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. We had it was an open order of business. It wasn't a business-only meeting. We did have some public comment from Jesse LaGrue. If you guys remember, he was from the Information Security Director. He told us about some new software that was purchased to help the college look for fake accounts and deactivate them.
Thank you. Hold on 1 second, bud. Okay, so this is where I know I'm going to run into issues. So on my end, are you all able to see this on your end virtually?
We can see your.
Weird.
That
Okay,
you have
that's
the
not going to change then. Okay, sorry. Continue. I apologize.
No worries. Yeah, he discussed with us about the purchase of a new software program that will find and identify and deactivate fake accounts and expired accounts. A very informative discussion. We had an awesome team building exercise that our new VP shared with us. And then we had a entertainment of a motion to pass a bill, but we went to go ahead and table that, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
And that would be our new business for today.
Oh, yes, this was all the tabling. We had we read the bill, did not discuss it.
You read the bill?
We tabled.
We tabled it?
We tabled it until discussion today. We tabled a couple other items as well.
We sure did. We had a couple of announcements.
And all of those are on today's agenda.
Correct.
Listening.
We had some new business, which we just went through, open nomination for WSG positions. We had some positions that got filled. The inclusion coordinator interview questions were conducted and presented to the E-team.
We ended up tabling that as well.
We also ended up tabling that as well, so that will not be in today's agenda. And that will be it for the meetings from last week. With that, I will entertain a motion to approve.
I would like to adjust the minutes or whatever the technical term is. There is a typo
Amendment to the minutes.
for reading and approval of meeting agenda. Part C section, seconded by, it says VP TB, instead of, that should be a D for team development.
Can you restate the section?
Yeah, so section 5, subsection C, it says seconded by VP TB Searchel instead of VP TD Searchel.
So you making a motion to amend it?
Yeah, to just correct that typo.
Okay, Senator Sirtzell seconds, VP Sirtzell seconds. Any discussion? Any opposed? With that, I'm going to vote in unanimous decision to amend it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Motion has been amended. I will now entertain the motion to pass the previous minutes, or does that already pass it?
No, I believe y'all just voted to approve that amendment, so the approval of the minutes still has to happen.
So now I'll entertain a motion to approve the previous meeting minutes. Senator Larson, seconded by Senator Sanjay. Discussion? Seeing none in person, none online, I will vote for unanimous decision. Any opposed? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Previous meeting minutes have been approved. We will now get into the agenda for today, and I will read that out to you folks. This is going to be a business-only meeting. We're going to have a guest speaker, Dr. Tim Casper. A lot of you might know him. Then we're going to have a team building activity by our VP Sirtzell. We'll go through disclosures and recusals. We'll have reports from officers, advisors, and standing committees. We will conduct any unfinished business. We will move into new business. Then we have housekeeping and announcements, and hopefully we can do adjournment on time. So with that being read, I will entertain a motion to approve.
I would like to amend this agenda to, I would like the inclusion and belonging coordinator interviews for the agenda to be taken down to 10 minutes and have the general senator applications changed to 20 minutes.
All right. Motion has been made by Vice President Art Nichols to amend the agenda. Decrease the time. Is anybody?
I can second that.
He puts in a second. Any discussion? Here, no discussion in person or online. I move for a unanimous decision vote. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Motion is passed. The amendment has been attached. Now I will also entertain a motion to approve the business-only meeting agenda for today. Senator Larson.
Second. I'll second.
Crowder seconds the
All right,
motion.
seconded by Senator Crowder. And I'll vote for, I'll take a vote in unanimous roll call. Any discussion? Any opposed? All right, we'll vote in unanimous discussion. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. And with that, we will give it to public comments. Dr. Tim Casper, the floor is yours.
Thank you. You guys over here. And hopefully I'm in the camera for those who are online this afternoon. Well, first of all, welcome to the start of the school year. I know it's day 3. Most of you have probably been in all your classes at least one time, but I know some classes only meet once a week, and if it's a Monday class, that'll have to wait till next week before those students get the opportunity to have that first class of the year. We're excited to welcome you all back as administrators, faculty, and staff. Well, a number of you I saw over the summer, and there were a number of students who were taking classes over the summer. It does feel different when we get to the start of the fall semester in terms of the number of students and faculty who are back on campus engaging in learning. And so with that, this afternoon, I had a couple things I wanted to update you on, but this being the first meeting of the year, and this being my first address to you as you are now sworn in senators. I was there in May when many of you took the oath of the offices that you now hold. And some of you I know are returning senators or members of the Senate and have some experience working with me. But just very briefly, my name again is Tim Casper, and I've been at the college since 2011. And I've been in this role as Executive Vice President of Student Affairs since August of 2020. Prior to that, I held different roles in institutional effectiveness primarily. I also have led and supervised our budget office and our technology services departments in the past as well. My own journey, as some of you heard, if you were at the Student Leadership Retreat in August, included service during my undergraduate days at UW Green Bay on our Student Senate. I also was a participant in our Program and Activities Council, as well as a participant in some of the academic associations associated with my programs of study. So one of the highlights of my career was as a young leader at UW Green Bay and getting the Chancellor's Leadership Medallion as a senior for my participation in student life during my tenure there. And that really propelled me on the career that I took on, which has included stops in public policy, working on higher education issues here in the state of Wisconsin, both in the governor's office as well as with the university system at the beginning of my career after finishing my master's degree in public policy at UW-Madison. During my tenure here, one of my predecessors in this role, Dr. Keith Corneal, who's now president at Heartland Community College, who competes against our athletic teams regularly as we're in the same conference, really inspired me to want to commit myself to work at the community college. When I met with him very early on in 2011, and he talked about the work that we did here at Madison College, I knew I had found the right space to be as a professional, to continue to work in higher education, but focused exclusively on the two-year college. Why? Well, we're an open access institution, and the people that we serve are the people from the communities that live across South Central Wisconsin. And that excited me because I was also an urban studies major in undergrad. I thought a lot about geography and space and where people live and go to school and interact with one another and find jobs. And so working at a community college was really this great crossover between these two things that I was passionate about, working with students as well as focusing on communities themselves and making them vibrant and healthy places. So it's been a great honor to be working here since 2011 and beginning this year, working with our new president, Dr. Byrne, whom you all met, I know, earlier this year. She was here just a few weeks ago. She's new to Wisconsin, as you probably heard from her, but is a Midwesterner, as she might have shared with you all as well. And so we, as the cabinet, senior leadership team of the college, are here to support her as she begins her tenure with us here at Madison College, so that we can continue to be responsive to the needs that you all have and to future generations of students that will come after you to this institution. But today, again, I wanted to update you on some items. And with that, I'll ask Cole to, oh,
I've been trying.
you have been.
I have been.
Okay.
This happened.
But can they see it?
Yeah, we can see it.
They can all see on mine.
Excellent. So if I ask you to advance the slides, I know they'll just be advanced.
Yes, 100%. I can do that.
So first slide. So last year at this time, when I came to the Senate, I was looking at my notes from a presentation about this same time 12 months ago. I was updating the Senate on work we were going to be undertaking to update our student services areas. We had a lot of input from some of you or your predecessors as students about the ability to access student services efficiently. And so, as some of you may be aware, we had essentially two front desks for students. One in the gateway, which was there for the payment center for you to pay your tuition bills, meet with financial aid professionals, and get questions asked by staff around admissions and registration issues. And then the other student affairs professionals are in that location across from the cafeteria. And so that was the dean of students, counselors, academic advisors, disability resource services. So when the student affairs leadership team met, we said we've got to take this opportunity that Dr. Daniels had given us to remodel our spaces, to try and centralize the services that we knew students wanted to access more quickly and easily, because oftentimes they needed to see professionals from more than one service unit, particularly at the beginning of an academic semester. Next slide, please. So what we came up with looks substantially like that image that was on the previous slide. And as you've seen, this opened up around July 4th. We're continuing to move in some of the student affairs professionals who have been working across the street in the Foundation Center in the spring semester into this space. And we had this space up and running by the time we got to the middle of August, which was ahead of schedule. So we were grateful as student affairs because we knew it was going to make your experience as students much easier to have all those professionals there before the semester started, because when we were planning early on, we thought we might have to move some of those folks in the middle of September, which would have been less than ideal. So grateful that the contractors were able to get their work done on time ahead of the schedule that we had provided to them. on the next slide, there's a list of the different services that are going to be provided there. So on the left are questions that the staff who operate that front desk, and they're called the Student Support Services Team, are going to be able to assist you or other students with. So again, those questions around admissions and registration, basic questions around financial aid, and support with getting connected to things that might support students with their basic needs. And sometimes that might be referring students then to other locations on campus. For example, the food pantry, as you're aware, at the Truax campus is in the health education building in a new space that also recently opened up. If you're a student at Goodman South, that would be located there. And our regional campuses have the food cupboards to help support students at the regional campuses. They'd also be able to refer you to the Office of Student Life. If you said, hey, I'm a student in the Madison area, and is there a bus pass I can get? Yes. And they would make sure you get referred over there. We will also have from time to time different professionals from the community who come in and work in that space. So on a regular basis, we have a partnership with the Madison VA Hospital, which supports veterans. And so regularly there is a counselor from the VA who has space in the student affairs area, in a separate space from the Veterans Services area, to work with veteran students. Like in prior years, we have a partnership with legal aid clinics, and so they will regularly have someone available to support students with legal aid questions. We have worked in the past with other organizations that help students get eligibility or apply for different benefits. Might be Medicaid Badger Care, might be food stamps, now known as the SNAP benefit. But we also know, and you might be aware, that due to some of the federal budget cuts, some of those organizations are being stressed right now. So the level of service they might be able to provide this year to you all might look different because of budget cuts that are beyond their control and beyond their desire, and frankly beyond the desire of us as a college, because we know many students might benefit from those benefits that they are eligible for. But we will continue to make students aware that those services are there. That front desk then will also serve as the point of check-in for those other services on the right side there. So if you're meeting with your academic advisors, if you're going to be meeting with a counselor, if you're engaging in some conflict management resolution work with others, the Dean of Students office is there. The Disability Resource Services office is within there, as are our success coaches that you can check in with. Within that giant space, if we go to the next slide, please. Looking at this image here, if you're looking at the top of the screen, which actually is north in this case, geographic north, that area in the blue is where our RISE offices are. So for those students who are participants in our TRIO programs, our TOPS programs, our Men of Excellence programs, that RISE office is there, and you've seen that. Just to the right of it, or further east, is our Scholars of Promise office. That office previously had been kind of tucked down a corner in a hallway across from public safety that, unless you were a student in that program, you might not have known it was there. And even if you were a student in that program, you might not have known it was there. So we are really grateful to have that program's offices in a much more visible place for students who are participants in the Scholars of Promise. And as you may have seen, that has access directly to the RISE room. So some of the programs and supports those students can readily access. Just to the south of that is our Veteran Services area. And so under Dr. Kimani Alford's leadership, we have combined what in the past were two separate units supporting our veterans, one called Veterans Benefits, which helped the veterans make use of their cash benefits to access higher education. And then we had Veteran Services to support veterans with other programmatic needs. They're now in the same physical unit, led now by Sam Moen, who has recently accepted the position to be the manager of that office. And they now have veterans have a much better space. Before they had a very narrow space that was about as deep as this area right here between me and the other side of the table. And you walked in, left and right, there are two offices, and if you sneezed, the walls might have come down. So we are grateful to have better space for them, and that too accesses that broader RISE space so that they can participate in those programs. And so again, as we listened to you all and your predecessors who came before you, it really informed the design of trying to centralize as many of those services as possible that support our students, knowing that some services are still going to be, for example, across the hall. You come there, I'm looking for my one card. Okay, across the hall is a student life office, and that's where you can get your one card taken. I'm here to pick up a technology through the Technology Access Program. Okay, we're going to direct you upstairs to the second floor to access that. But we do hope this is a better experience. And to help the broad college community better understand this, we're going to have we're calling it an open house, even though we won't physically be inviting people to all those spaces, but on October 1st and 2nd, we're going to make faculty colleagues who aren't yet aware of this redesign, as well as other staff outside of student services, invite them to come learn about the things I just shared with you all, so they can better support students in the classrooms or in the other service areas of the college that they work in when they see a student and know how to get them to the stop or the place where these services are available to support them. So I'll momentarily stop right there if there's any questions about services there.
Will we be able to get a tour?
We can work to get a tour for you all as student senators so you have awareness and can help spread the word. I think that's something we can definitely do. We know that because the professionals are working with students, that's why we did want to do the open house in the way of have all the faculty and staff that they just come in, because if any of you or your colleagues were there, they'd be like, what? Like, why is there so much traffic? It's loud in the halls, right? But I can work with the team to get you all and work with Cole to identify a time. Might be like this time of the day, sort of after hours, so you can see the spaces and get a sense of the work. And again, share that with your colleagues across the college and across the district.
Yeah, we have Senator Crowder online who would like to ask a question.
Sure.
Floor is yours, Senator Crowder.
Hi, Dr. Crow, Dr. Casper. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you, Annette.
So the question I had for you was in regards to the, what is it? It's a little off subject, but still in your wheelhouse. The share a concern that's on the website. I asked this at a different town hall, I think it was to Dr. Burns, but I'm gonna ask the same thing if you can look into what is the next steps if a student does not feel like the shared concern was resolved. I had a couple of students talk to me at the Rise Fest, just out of the blue because I was there and they know me, and were basically sharing some information with me about some situations that they had during the semester. And one of them said that they did go through the shared concern, and I was like, I don't know what the next steps are, but I'll be sure and ask. Thank you.
Thank you for the question. And I will say typically that, if the shared concern isn't somehow successfully addressed there, that those issues sometimes come to my attention, but I really do depend on the staff in the Dean of Students office to try and work through those issues. They both have the skills and the knowledge, usually there's background associated with those concerns. And they usually are involved with collecting information from others, whether it's students or faculty or staff members associated with those. So while from time to time, things come to my attention, again, I really do expect that the professionals in there, led by Dr. Villacruz, are able to support you all as students with any concerns that you have, knowing that sometimes they're often involving either faculty or staff outside of the Dean of Students office.
And that would be correct. I know that this one involves faculty outside of the services that he supports. And so the gentleman that was talking to me, which I don't have I can't reveal his name. I haven't asked his
No,
permission to that,
understand.
but I'd be happy to see if I could get him to message you and possibly the other student that had approached me, if that would be
Sure. Okay. Sounds good.
And just to put that bug in your ear, because, I'm like, I have no idea, and I'm a senator too, and that's a good question.
Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Crowder. And next we will have Senator Sindar.
So mine is not much a question, it's actually a comment. I want to thank you to assemble all the student leads in one place. It's a great renovation because it saved us a lot of time and energy. Before it was like they are sending us enrollment center, student affairs, and we were losing a lot of time and energy. Also, veteran office was so good, and from here I want to thank our tech services, which worked so hard to make it enough time to everything ready before school start. This one is only just comment. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. That was a very thoughtful comment. Do we have any other comments online?
I have a
Or in person? Yeah, Senator Vice President Serzel.
We're all good. Dr. Casper, so just very briefly, I don't want to delve into too much detail. If we have any concerns regarding regional campuses, how would you recommend, say, like, since we're discussing the organization of classes and just our services and such, I know there's been concerns regarding Goodman South locations and such. who would you recommend we could reach out to just to try to facilitate, maybe some advocacy? Because it sounds like there are some major concerns between faculty and students just regarding just flip-flopping classes and the accessibility. So I'm just curious, because you have connected with a bunch of professionals that are, very equipped to tackle these sorts of issues. Vast majority of us are very new, so just want to see who you would recommend to reach out to, just so that we can get started on that initiative.
Can I better understand? Could you ask to describe for me a little better,
Yeah,
because I
so-
can provide better
yeah.
guidance, I think.
If we have time, I don't want to. So essentially, Bethany, do you want me to just put you in the limelight here, this spotlight here?
You can.
Yeah.
You were wording it well.
Yes.
Yes, so essentially, Bethany expressed concerns. She is our, she's supposed to be sworn in as our Goodman South, you're correct, the Goodman South Regional Senator.
We just
She's-
haven't got there yet, but
That's okay.
Yes. She is actively working and facilitating outreach, and she's gathered some concerns regarding students just not having accessibility. There's been some flip-flopping going on, last-minute changes to their schedules regarding professors and such. And we do have a more detailed email regarding specifically those concerns and that are more organized. But essentially, there was a lot of last-minute schedule changes. Their classes were in very different places in Goodman South. So their math class would be in, say, like that other wing, and then the other side of Goodman South. Things are not as grouped as they could be to increase accessibility, along with like the services are kind of a little bit everywhere. So just on the topic of having those organized or maintaining organization, we just wanted to facilitate just getting those concerns out there from both faculty have expressed concerns about that, and the students themselves have been very disoriented coming into Goodman South. So just wanted to raise those concerns, but I did want to definitely facilitate some advocacy work just on behalf of Bethany and her work. I definitely want to just help her out, or at least get her to the right people.
Yeah. And so I think if you have an existing written summary, if you could send that to me, I'll probably work with the provost office. And the provost will then work with the relevant deans, because if you've got the names of the classes, that will help her get the information to the right place. I do know at a very macro level, and I don't know how this might have played out, excuse me, or impacted classes. We were adding more classes starting in July, because we saw enrollments going up. We saw a lot of classes, particularly that were important classes in English and math in particular, that were getting filled, and we were only in July or the first week of August. Last night, Student Senate President Villarreal would have heard from Dr. Byrne. She was asking the provost to put up additional courses. And as they were trying to put up additional courses, I don't pretend to know, but that could have been a factor that could have contributed to, okay, well, Class A needs this bigger space that Class X is in currently, so we're going to move Class X over here so we can add Class A. I'm not 100% certain because I wasn't part of that process, but that is a factor I know that was later in coming, because it began to happen in July and the first part of August. We were adding more courses, so sometimes there might have been those domino effects to classes that had already been scheduled and did have run, but providing the insight that would be helpful.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you, VP Sertzel, and thank you, Dr. Casper, for answering that question. Do we have any other comments?
So I did my comment, now I want to ask my question actually. So right now is something going on about international students, maybe, we have some removal programs from IT, like an IT front end, due to week of person class or hybrid class. And I just want to ask your opinion, what do you think about these removal programs, and are you gonna, if you have a chance, can we have any meeting with you to speak about it?
So on the academic program side, I have That's not my area of responsibility. So the provost, Dr. Beth Giles, who I assume at some point this semester will be here with you all, leads that work. And she works with the deans who work with those individual faculty program directors about what programs we're offering. And so when they make decisions about winding down a program, it's usually, particularly in our technical and occupational programmatic areas, it's usually because when they look at both labor market demand and or the competencies we're teaching, there might be needs to change so that we can continue to meet the needs of the labor force in a responsible way. And so definitely not an expert in IT by any means, but those are probably some of the factors that might have led to that decision. But again, I can share that with Dr. Giles. And when she comes and
Dr. Giles will be here on September 25th
Okay.
for that GA meeting. So any academic-based questions we can refer to.
Yeah,
that.
but I'll give her a heads up so she's aware of the interest.
Thank you, Dr. Casper. Thank you, Senator Sindor. We're going to go ahead and move on with the presentation. I did mention earlier, if you guys had any questions, you can always send them in ahead of time. If he has time after the end of the presentation, we would invite you to stay a little longer if you have more questions. But we're going to go ahead and turn it back to you to
Sounds good.
continue your presentation, Dr. Casper.
So the next slide is a rendering of, that's the floor plan. And so as you probably saw when you came into the building in the gateway there, there's a bunch of white plastic milk carton looking things in front of that space. So that area is being renovated too. So that area will support those student affairs professionals who, what we call are supporting, but they're not direct student serving. So for example, our financial aid area, you all meet with the student financial aid professionals who are there to help advise you and complete the form with you. But behind the scenes are a bunch of folks who work with the U.S. Department of Education in the state of Wisconsin to do regulatory compliance and make sure the literal money transactions occur. So they will be housed in this area. Similarly, there's a lot of support staff that support our enrollment service operations. They too will be located in that space. And then finally, what we call our college access navigators. Those are individuals who primarily have a responsibility for going out to our high schools to work with those populations, both to help them get enrolled in college courses while they're high school students. We call that dual enrollment, as well as encourage them to apply to Madison College upon their graduation. So they too will have some office space there. So it's important for you to be aware, but as a current Madison College student, you probably will never have any need to meet with any of the professionals in that part of the building. But that's what it will look like roughly when it gets done either late this fall semester, definitely by the start of the spring semester. So next, I want to provide you all an update on a technology project that, depending on your tenure here at the college, may or may not impact you. So this project we've called Wolfpack Rising. And if you go to the next slide, Cole.
Yep.
What Wolfpack Rising is a replacement of our PeopleSoft Student Information System, or SIS. So going all the way back to fiscal year 21-22, our then CIO was aware that our contract with PeopleSoft was expiring, and we were in a contract with 4 other colleges. The 4 other colleges were making decisions to procure a new technology solution. The PeopleSoft solution is what they call, for technology people, right, a legacy product. It was based on technology designs of the late 80s, early 90s, when Madison College implemented it in the late 90s or early 2000s. So it's been with us for 20 years, plus years here at Madison College. What it is definitely not is something that is mobile friendly. What we have heard from you and your predecessors for years, and I agree, is that it is not a mobile friendly product. Because it wasn't designed on a technology platform for that purpose. And so while we have used patches or bolt-ons or other terms that my colleagues in tech services use to come up with solutions to try and make it mobile friendly, they're less than ideal. They work, but it's less than ideal. So we also knew that it was burdensome to maintain this system, very costly because it's a custom system where we have physical servers with the software and our company programming on it. So there were costs there. I just talked to you about the issues that were challenging for you all as students with its mobile friendliness. It's also not very easy, as you already know, to search and find classes quickly, to sort of fill your basket with classes once you have identified which classes you wish to take. and it doesn't have a good communication structure. For our employees, they have some of the same interests around a user-friendly interface and some streamlined workflows. So we as a college knew contract's expiring. 4 of the other colleges are going to abandon it. It's based on really old technology and it's costly to maintain. We need to do something different. So we began a process, next slide, and I'm not gonna go through everything in this slide, but it's there for your future reference. Beginning in that 22-23 academic year, then we undertook a very detailed process of understanding what specifically does Madison College need its student information system to do. And so we engaged with many of the professionals who regularly make use of the system to support you all as students. We created an evaluation rubric because we wanted to evaluate the vendors on their ability to deliver on the things we said we at Madison College need. We invited those vendors to come and meet with us and show us their product and better understand, well, what are the functionalities that exist in newer products. We were specifically interested in a cloud-based technology product because that is a modern product. The major difference with a cloud-based product is that it's not customizable. So the analogy a colleague used is that, if we were interested in building our own car and we each were given $100,000, we might each design a very different looking car, right, to meet our needs. But if we're looking to get across town and using Uber, well, we get roughly the same 4 or 5 choices, right? We get the Uber Economy, the Uber Standard, or the Uber Deluxe, right? That's more or less what this new SIS product is. You have some limited choices, very limited choices to what they call configure, how we will run our processes. And we've begun that work already. So we have recently completed our first set of work in Workday. And that work is not going to be complete for some period of time. And I'll get into a timeline a bit later. But as we think about the work, next slide, please. As we think about the work, we wanted to make sure we had some guiding principles for us in making this transition from PeopleSoft to the Workday product. And number 1 among those was student-centeredness. How are we going to create processes that might indeed look different than they are today, that are very easy for you all as students to understand and take advantage of? And so how do we center your needs in the design choices that we have to make in this new system? So that's the first thing. We also know that we've got to be considerate of equity issues. And so that, as we think about that space, is something that is also top of mind for us because we know that the student information system is a critical component of your student learning experience. Just as the new LMS system, Brightspace is a critical component of your learning experience. This is probably the second most important part of your experience here because it contains your record and your ability to access services and the ability of other professionals to understand what services that you are accessing. We wanted to continue to be committed to our own institution's excellence here and think about those issues of efficiency and effectiveness. And finally, again, try to optimize that user experience for each and every single one of you, whether you be accessing it on a laptop or a desktop, or again, on a mobile device like mine or your phone. So those are these guiding principles that we have put in place to guide our work. For you all as students, next slide, please. Yep. So, okay, timeline's up. So when will it impact you or any of your future successors if you are not here anymore? So beginning in the spring of 2026, students can begin applying for the fall of 2027 semester. Those new students, or if you're a current student seeking to apply to a new program of study, you would begin doing that in the Workday product. But for current students, if you're not choosing to apply to a new program of study at that point in time, you're really not going to be in the Workday system until fall of 2027. So some ways off. Some of you may very well have completed your studies by then, and congratulations, and I wish you well, and I hope that happens for you if that is your plan. But if you happen to be here in the fall of 2027, we're going to put in place a robust set of educational materials and resources, like we've done with Brightspace, to support students with doing the transactional work that they need to do in the SIS in a new and different way. For us as employees, the look and feel of Workday Student will look like what it is for the HR and finance system, which many of us regularly engage with. So that cosmetically is going to look and feel the same. But for a number of the professionals that have regularly done work for 5, 10, 15, or 20 years, if they've been here that long in the PeopleSoft system, there will be more changes for them. And we're going to be supporting them with going through change in terms of how they do their business to support each of you or to support the faculty and other staff members who are accessing information about students in that system. So we've engaged a third party to help us do this work. That third party is called Cognizant. They have worked with other technical colleges here in Wisconsin who are about 18 to 24 months ahead of us on this journey of implementing Workday. So they have familiarity with the technical colleges, and they have familiarity with the Workday SIS product, which is really critical. What I like about them is that they are a smaller firm. You might say, well, why is small good in this case? When you work with larger technology consultancies, often you are treated as a number. And I was just having a conversation with a state of Wisconsin retiree who I needed an Uber today to get to my car, which was at the repair shop. And he and I were having this discussion about this, and his experience working for the state of Wisconsin was like, yes, those giant firms never supported us well with our technology projects. And that was my experience at the state of Wisconsin as well. And so this firm, they don't have as much change in the staff people who are working with you, so you're not reestablishing a relationship and going, okay, here we are, we're Madison College again, and this is where we are in the process, and this is what we're doing. So we should have a much more efficient experience with this firm, Cognizant. That firm has been very impressed by the level of maturity we have in our technology services department in what we call the strategic projects and initiatives team, which reports up to me, as well as with all the professionals that work here. So they're like, wow, you all, Madison College, are ahead of many of the other clients that we have worked with in the past. And so that's truly a testament to those professionals in those different service units that work here to support you all on a regular basis and should, again, help make this be a good transition experience. So we probably won't have a lot of things to share with you about that experience this academic year, but as we get to next academic year, there may be more opportunity to do actual show and tell, for lack of a better word, that even though the system isn't live, as we begin to test other functionality in it and begin to help students understand what that experience will look like, take questions, and help inform, again, that support for education and training around how to access and make use of the new system differently. We'll be trying to get those types of insights before fully going live. So it's a long way off, but it's in progress, and you might hear other people talking about it, particularly because you're student leaders and sit in a lot of different meeting spaces. So if there's no questions there, I'll go on to the final set of information I wanted to share with you, and some of you are going to be familiar with this. So the JED Campus program. So our Dean of Students office, led by, again, Dr. Villacruz, who himself is has his PhD in counseling psychology, had worked to make us a participant in the JED Campus program. JED is not an acronym, but rather it is the name of a young person who took their life. And that young person's parents were clearly impacted by it and wanted to do whatever it is they could to support young people making different choices, getting connected to supports, etc. And so they created a foundation that's focused not just on K-12 population, but also higher education. Because they know that those issues that some people experience don't stop when they turn 18. And for some people, they don't evidence themselves until after they leave the K-12 system. And so through this process, we're going to be engaging in a 4-year collaboration where we'll be taking an examination of our current state, and I'm going to speak about that in a little bit here, recommending some things to do to try and meet needs that students might have, and then take a look at what impact that might have had in the 4th year of this project. So if we go to the next slide, this is a more specific timeline of that type of work. So that assessment and strategic planning work is going to begin with a baseline assessment, and there is a team, and I'll show you the names of the people on that team in a couple slides. But they're going to be working to collect a lot of information according to a questionnaire that I just saw today. We met with the JED Foundation representative. It was at least a 12 to 15 page document with lots of questions, right? So this team is going to be working to get answers to those different questions that relate to the programs, policies, and practices Madison College has around mental health supports. So it's going to be quite thorough. We're going to then submit that to the JED Foundation, and they're going to summarize that and compare that to other colleges and universities that they work with. So we'll have some sense of ourselves. The second big thing we're going to do this fall, and I'll get a little bit more into the details of that, is do a survey of ULS students. It's called the Healthy Mind Survey, and the survey is actually sponsored by the University of Michigan, and we actually did use this survey with the students back in fall of 2020, first right fall of the pandemic. It was not a survey instrument we had used in the past, and then we haven't used it since that point in time. So we do have some experience with this survey, but we're going to use it as part of this project because it's a requirement to participate in this JED project. As I said, years 2 and 3 then, we're going to get to implementing some changes, and then in year 4, assessing what those mean and how we might carry those forward. But to get to the survey proper, because this is going to be top of mind coming up. So we work closely with our Institutional Research and Effectiveness Department. They help support the college when we do surveys of either students or our employees. And they help us identify, based on our past experience, when's the best time in the semester to do something. Recognizing there's never a good time to do anything at Madison College. What's the best, worst time to do something at Madison College? And so from a survey perspective, we're going to run this for 3 weeks, starting the week of October 13th and concluding on Monday, November the 3rd. There's going to be a big marketing push made with this, and so we've already engaged some of the individuals with those talents and skills to help us with that. It's going to be a very easy to access survey. So when we made the decision about how we would like to administer the survey, between either we send something to all your email inboxes and hope you dig that out of your email inbox and then click on the link and then get to the survey, it's not as effective as we could put QR codes out in high traffic places. We can do tabling. Students can, in the moment, then get that QR code and take the survey at a time and place that's most convenient to them. And so that's the route we're going to work. We'll put in place, a requirement that you put in your student ID number. So we're collecting Madison College student information, not just guests. And I love guests who come to our college, but we're really interested in the needs that you all have as our students. And it's got these different components that ask you questions about your own mental health status. Your own use of any mental health services, whether they're here or in the community, your knowledge and attitude about mental health issues, what they call upstander and bystander behavior. Upstanders, people like, I see something, I'm probably going to do something and take some sort of action. Bystanders, I might just not know what to do. I might know I'm supposed to do something, just so we get a kind of sense of where are we with our collective communal sense of these issues and how to support people. And so that information, as well as that baseline assessment, are going to be really useful to this team to begin to think about what, again, do we want to do at Madison College to support students in their mental health needs. So on the next slide, all right, we've got the team there. Sorry about the small font, but we do have 2 students, including Ari Nichols, who's going to be a representative on this team. And because it's a 4-year project, my guess is as people transition out of their roles, we will have to populate it with new students. And the same might be true of the staff and faculty professionals on there, because they might only be able to give 2 years and then need to transition out for different reasons. But we've got representatives from different student service units, faculty representatives, individuals who work at some of our regional campuses, as well as Goodman South among the faculty. And so those areas were recommended to us by the JED Foundation. They said, when you think about putting a team together, think about people with these different backgrounds and professional experiences, so that as you think about what you might want to do, you've got people who've been part of that conversation, looking at that data and have a familiarity with the why. And when you get to that point of deciding what it is you're going to do, there may be other professionals, of course, who need to get involved, other faculty members who might need to get involved, other students who might need to get involved. But this is going to be that steering team, if you will, for the project. And the final slide there is just if you're interested in more information about the JED Foundation, they're on all the social media platforms, or probably a quick Google search away. And so that's what I wanted to share with you, and there'll be other updates about that as we go through both the fall semester, because we anticipate that team will meet twice. That team will meet perhaps 3 times in the spring semester, once at the beginning of the semester. Then there will be an on-site visit with a representative from the JED Foundation for 2 days, where they will engage with that steering team for basically a whole day from like 9 to 3. And then they will spend 1 day doing some student focus groups. And so there'll be more about that, because we'll need to solicit students to participate in that and we're looking to do that probably the middle of February, based on our discussions earlier today. So I'm excited about this really intentional effort that we've got this great support from an organization that's solely focused on supporting students and their mental health needs, and really focused on, again, self-harm and suicide prevention in particular.
First off, thank you very much. Thank you.
So if you have any questions for him, please email him. Dr. Casper, is that fine that we all just bombard you with emails and we just flag, send it, and so on?
No worries, no worries.
Out of your pile, you can find time to give us a response. That'd be very helpful. With that, we're going to move along. Thank you, Dr. Casper.
Well, thank you all. I wish you all well with your team development activities and the rest of your business.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So, Dr. Casper, that's one of our favorite times in meetings, our team development, and tell you all about it in our next one-on-one.
Sounds good, sounds good.
Take care.
Take care.
Thank you all. Thank you all online.
We'll have 7 minutes. 7 minutes? Yes. Okay.
Sounds good. All right, so with that, we get into our Vice President of Team Development.
All right, guys. So I'm going to count off by twos. So essentially, I'll explain after we count off, all right? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. All right. Everybody remember their number?
Yep.
All right. So team 1, go ahead. You're the blue team, all right? And the blue team, gonna be over here. Team 2, you're gonna be over here. And essentially, you choose a delegate. Only one person writes. The rest, you have to collaborate and agree upon the answer in terms of a prompt. It could be a doodle, it could be a very brief, like, just answer. But essentially, there's 3 prompts, and you go ahead and just collaborate. You have to agree upon, you know, the answer, and go for it.
All right, group 2. All right.
I'm gonna go forward. Yeah, you have to. 531's over there. Rest of it stands.
Oh, you lied.
I lied, I'm sorry.
Group 2. Group 2. All right, let's go. Okay, what's the
Group one over
leadership? What's to be the delegate?
I think you should sign right.
Thank you.
Oh, that's more.
Yes. Sorry, Quinn.
Team 1.
Where's everyone else? All right, what does good leadership look like?
2. I'm through 2.
2 over here?
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
I lied.
He's over here.
Two.
2?
Okay,
Group 2 is.
what does good leadership look like?
Senate.
It's time keeping, so don't
No.
worry.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, it does, right?
Right, yeah.
This is what good she is. I'm a servant leadership. I didn't, you should know this before.
Oh.
School, I'm gonna do that work.
It's true, yeah.
They're picking me for a reason. They're picking me for a reason.
Oh my goodness. Senate.
Should we put down Jose as also looking
No.
at good leadership?
Yeah, I like that, yeah.
Yeah.
That was a part of the
Then, yeah,
signature.
put in parentheses 64.
Really, y'all? Okay.
I'm gonna write it for
We're
you.
gonna really gas ourselves up here.
Okay, what does good leadership look like? It looks like, you know,
Like
like
compromise.
compromise.
That's what good.
No, there's
Oh, God.
several open
Not
positions.
dictatorship.
Democratic
How do you spell
procedures.
compromise?
Ooh, well,
How do you spell
I
compromise?
don't
Not
know.
original.
Compromise,
You're gonna be general.
whatever.
But it's better than, like you said, a dictator, you
What did you
know?
say? Compromise and then what?
Democratic
Really
procedures.
old, democratic.
Respecting everyone.
Respect, right?
Following Robert's rules.
Okay, okay,
It's the Robert's rules.
okay,
Yep.
how about, like, honesty? What does good leadership look like? Engaging, right? Like engagement?
Write those things down.
Yeah, yeah, ensuring that everyone, that in part of that leadership is contributing.
Not necessarily like gatekeeping, but like
You guys have.
Inclusion.
How about like emitting information?
Inclusion.
Emitting harmful information. How about, like,
Like that
emitting?
sort of like you said, honesty.
Yeah, so like.
Yeah, put down honesty.
I mean, for crime.
Or, yeah.
Because I realized today.
Okay. Are we supposed to go through all three of these?
Yeah.
Are we doing just?
Oh, we're doing all three. What is?
Their academic experience.
And probably others.
Yep.
Care about others.
Experiences, their community.
Their community.
Their community.
And
Okay.
everything
Okay,
in
that's
it.
pretty solid. What values should
Accessible
guide
to everyone
students
who's
in it?
there.
Integrity.
Yeah.
Integrity,
Post-
yeah.
Integrity, transparency.
Ooh, trans.
You're right.
Yes.
Hey guys, I'm taking English too, all right? What values should guide students in integrity, transparency, kind, empathy,
Empathy.
Yeah, I'm trying to think back.
Something to consider for the future.
Yes.
active listening, right?
Active listening, I like it. How about awareness? Awareness of our implicit and
Yes.
explicit biases.
Mhm.
Yeah, we're done. 2 minutes, you know.
All right, stop
Flexing.
One more minute. Leave it better.
You got subject?
Okay, wait, let's add one more to, what do
What
students
do
want
students
their?
want their voice to impact
I
most?
feel like if we were talking about.
Senate, right? The students want their voices to impact the Senate.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
Yep, but they vote.
Look at
Yeah,
that.
yeah, 'cause we are their representatives.
There you go.
So.
So good at brainstorming.
Not just the relationship,
Yeah,
right?
like
Relationship.
Yeah.
faculty relationships?
Yeah,
Or like-
all relationships, you know? Keeping like that positive experience with everyone, you know?
Yeah.
Not having like that sort of like gridlock or not having like rough
Yeah, like we
relationships
do
with
in
their own
shared
professors and
governance,
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
oh, I'm sorry, I should ask. Oh, I.
Nah, put respect on
Yeah,
that.
respect. Sorry.
We could just write
And then, you know.
all the way down for all three. All right, that's our time.
Wow.
So let's get ahead. Go ahead and just start presenting. So
Ooh.
who's this
Very
one of the
fast,
house?
right?
Team one, you can go first.
Guys, I got this.
Yes.
You got it?
Ari,
Yeah,
Ari
keep it
is
Ari.
I'll tell them.
team two. You guys have a delegate.
Yes, the very first,
Yep, that can is our delegate.
Bethany, you're team one's delegate.
All right.
Yeah.
You develop.
Oh my god. Oh, hey, I'll talk to you more.
I'll be like the motion.
Yeah, it's okay.
Someone can present.
What?
You can go ahead.
Just in case I missed something.
That's all. Okay.
Everyone else goes.
What are you saying?
Yeah.
Wait. Yeah. Put that down. You're number 2. Okay, we're trying to hold this so it's visible to the camera.
Yes, I'm sorry, online peeps. I'm really sorry. I wish I.
Yeah, try not to slow, but you're.
Let's do
technically- Yeah.
1 minute
There.
each.
I don't think it's
Do
really
we have the
safe
same question? No. Okay, so what does shared governance look like in action? We said all groups partake in government with different perspectives and ideas. What do you want the future MATC to look like? Accessible education and resources to everyone. And what can we do to create a better future for MATC? We said leave it better than we found it with better universal understanding and communication.
Perfect. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much for sharing. And team
Good job.
two.
Good job, guys.
Yeah.
I like that.
Nice work.
It's not competitive.
Oh, we got this.
We did it right, a single
Yeah, we
sentence.
got
You got that, all right.
So,
Ashley, you have to touch it.
Oh.
what, yeah. What does good leadership look like? I'm not gonna go over all these, but some highlights. Us. We are good leaders. Jose, he's a great leader. Engagement, compromise, and democratic values, all important parts of leadership. What do students want their voice to impact? Us, the Senate. We are their elected representatives. They want their voices to impact us. Their experience. They want their voices to, be important in relationships. They want to make sure their voices and their concerns not only impact student-to-student relationships, but student-to-faculty relationships as well. And then what values should guide Student Senate? Integrity. It's important, no one here is corrupt. I don't think any of you are, but I hope it doesn't happen. Transparency. We are a transparent organization. That's why these meetings are recorded. And respect. Respecting each other and respecting the students we represent. They're not just numbers. They are people with values and beliefs, and we need to make sure that we respect those values and beliefs and represent those values and beliefs.
Awesome.
Thank you.
I love it.
Great, bro.
Yeah.
Here's your marker.
Challenge accepted and, yes, thank you
So
so
we can
much
get a
for
vote.
everyone who participated. Corey?
Yes, who was? What's up with that?
We're gonna put that in the office.
We all.
I want that in the office.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. Oh,
Yes, thank you.
Thank
Put
you.
a gold star on ours.
Yes.
On everyone.
Thank you guys
I'm
so
just
much
kidding.
for participating.
Great job,
I know it's
guys.
very brief,
Everyone.
but it's
Catch
just
me
a
outside.
handful of things that we can think about, and applying our skills to collaborate with one another, with people that we're not typically, collaborating with or talking to. So I definitely do want to, premise that I will make an activity the following week that actually also has our lovely online people be able to interact. So I apologize sincerely for just the change of plans today.
Thank you so much, Team Development Vice President Sertzel. If we can welcome a round of applause for that. Look forward to seeing what you guys next.
Thank you.
But we're going to go ahead and move to Public Relations Committee. No. We're going to go to disclosures and recusals. Does anybody have anything they would like to disclose or recuse themselves from? Hearing none, seeing none, we're going to move on now to reports of officers, advisors, standing committees, and I'll be the first to give you guys my report. So for the E-team, we met and we decided on a time that we're going to meet. It's going to be on, day's going to be on Friday. Time in the morning is going to be
9 a.m.
9 a.m. All right. So if you want anything, you want it included for the E-team, please submit it to us no later than 9 a.m. on Friday. We also discussed how we were going to set up our picking of the WSG governor and the interview process, and that is going to be implemented. And we also discussed a couple of details as far as the wording of the questions. We won't get into the details of that now, but that's kind of what the E-team did. Does anybody have any questions, comments, or concerns for me? In person or online? Okay.
Just make sure for the record, we know that Senator Sertzel is excused during the questions.
Yep. And we are relying upon his integrity, that he did not go back into the meeting and look at the questions that will be asked of him.
Correct.
Now we're going to move on to Administrator and Finance Committee, VP Mattson.
Cool. Finance Committee has not yet met. We will meet this Friday for the first time at 3:30 p.m. And I'm ambivalent to say that that will likely be our time meeting all semester. 3:30 to 4:30, or excuse me, Club Funding Committee will meet 3:30 to 4. Finance Committee will meet 4 to 4:30. On the administrative side, you have not yet had access to a fall semester office hours log. That's coming soon. Thank you for your patience, everyone. I talked to Cole and Jose about this, and I think we will not be, no one will be awarded points for a lack of hours put in. First off, because you've not had access to it when I so encouraged you to log them as you work them. But secondly, because it's just a busy week for everyone and we're all getting used to things. That's it. That concludes my report.
Does anybody have any questions for VP Mattson? Online?
Yeah, Crowder.
I thought anyone could join, but needs to leave.
Talking about the executive team, so it's open to everybody. However, I'm not gonna invite everybody on that because it's then going to show up on every single person's calendar. And if one person declines it, then that person will no longer get access. So it is open to all. If you would like to attend, yes, send us the request and we will get you the invite to it. But just to save one less thing to be showing up on folks' calendars, as well as not creating issues where they come 1 week, decline the next, and they technically would lose
Privileges to come.
those aspects. But yes, it's open to everybody. Let us know if you want to attend. We'll get you that, no problem.
Thank you, Senator Crowder. Thank you, Advisor Cole. VP Mattson, that was a very good report. I don't have anything for you. Does anybody have anything in person or online? Okay, seeing none. We'll move on to Team Development Committee, VP Sertzel. You have a report for us?
You skipped legislative affairs.
Oh, legislative affairs. I apologize, VP Burton. You were very important, buddy.
Ain't no problem. I just got one thing. We're gonna start working on getting our assembly of our committees now. And what we're gonna try to do, I'm thinking for the first time, is coordinate with regional and senators to create a circular to get the bill information out there and everything so that we have a constant rotation of communication to all our campuses. That's all I got.
Nice. Yep. Any questions, comments, concerns for VP Burton? Okay, seeing none in person or online. Gonna move on now to Team Development Vice President, VP Sertzel.
Perfect. So currently I do not have anything to report besides, our first committee meeting is coming up, the 9th of September. So the 9th of September at 4:30 PM. So for Con, I know you have acknowledged that. Nandine, I know that you have acknowledged that as well. Sierra Brunner, I'm not entirely sure if she's here today.
Yes, she's on.
Hi, Sierra. We are having our meeting again, the 9th of September at 4:30. If you can't make it, just let me know. And I'll touch base with Cole and see what we can do. Because that's just essentially one of the only times that we kind of agreed upon. So just gauging with the availability, we'll try to tweak it if necessary in the future, but we have to meet for the first time because it will impact your attendance. It'll accrue occurrence points if you do not attend. So I gotta have that committee meeting promptly. So next week, Tuesday, the 9th at 4:30. Thank you.
Does anybody have any comments, questions, concerns for VP Sertzel?
I'm just gonna add to Monday at 10 a.m. I'm gonna host the Rules and Regulations Committee to call to order. And whoever is there will be taking attendance, and whoever is not, if we do not have a quorum of 3, we will adjourn, and that will go into the report.
Understood and heard and recorded for the record. Thank you, VP Burton. Thank you, VP Sertzel. Seeing none online or in person, I'm gonna move on. Advisor report from our advisor, Cole.
You gotta do VP Public Relations.
Oh, I keep skipping people, don't I? Okay, VP of Public Relations.
Oh, good. So as you know, Public Relations has already been meeting. Those meetings are at 4:30 to 5:30 on Wednesdays. As for what Public Relations has been doing, our lovely Senator Ashley Larson has created questions for the Clarion, as we are going to have all senators that are able to go on to Clarion Radio and answer these questions. Those questions have now been put in the General Assembly chat, so you can overview them. And if you have any other questions you'd like to be added or any sort of ways you may like the questions to be reworded, then please let Ashley know. As you also may have heard coming in, we're gonna make a Student Senate TikTok. It was Furkan's idea, and we are going to see a bunch of different, sorry, Furkan and Ashley's idea, and we're going to use the lovely short form video format to not only show off the amazing dancing skills of the Student Senate, but also things like campus tours, as well as, maybe short form videos and interviews of general students. So that is something that is very exciting. As well, I have asked everyone that is a part of public relations to get used to Canva by just creating general Senate advertisements. So they are creating those, they are working on them, and I cannot wait to share them with all of you. I know some people have been a little iffy about their graphic design skills. but I am sure they will all be beautiful. And I do invite any of you, if you want to create any sort of designs for anything, let me know. The Canva is yours to use.
All right. Does that conclude your report?
That concludes my report.
Okay, well, I got a comment for you right off the bat. I do know from before, when it came to Canva, somebody, predecessor in your position would host Canva little parties in the Student Senate office. So if that's something you're interested in, you announce to everybody when you will be there, when you will be working on Canva. Anybody can come in and they'll ask you questions. They'll work on the Canva assignment with you. And it seems like we got some really good results when we were doing that.
That sounds wonderful. I didn't know about that. Thank you for telling me.
That's, anybody else have any comments, questions, or concerns for our VP?
Just want to mention real quick, if you haven't gotten
I'm so sorry, I
the
forgot about that.
questions, back, I sent you all forms. If you didn't get one, please let me know. Even if you don't have a photo yet, please just send me the information so I can finish.
Yeah.
And email all of your designs, and if you have a different website you'd like to put on the QR code, let me know.
Yeah, so I'm sorry. I totally forgot about that. So John has been working on what we're calling them I Am Your Senators. They're going to be personalized posters with your face and a little information blurb on them. He sent out a quick form to get that information and a professional photo if you have one. Please fill that out if you haven't, even if you don't have a photo. It's greatly appreciated because this is something that we would like to have for, earlier in this semester rather than later.
Thank you, John, for that work.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Did you hear back from Student Life about using their camera? So for any member of the Senate who may or may not have a great professional photo.
I did. So their response right now is that they cannot disconnect it because they're using it to make one-card photos. However, the lady I talked to in Student Life, I don't remember her name, did say we can use the background, and she has her own professional camera, and she would be glad to take the photos for us.
Okay, we can use phone camera might not be the worst too.
Right, so, yeah, so we can use the background, so if you, want, as long as they're not actively taking photos and you are able to come in and have a professional photo done, I will connect with her and let her know, and, we can try to set up a time. Or like you said, phone cameras are pretty good these days, and I'm sure that with a little bit of touch-up, if needed, all of you can look amazing.
And kind of with that too, I'll just, kind of with that too, for Phi Theta Kappa, one of our officers is a photographer. And then I know she kind of goes around kind of having this kind of thing where like even downstairs, there's like a spot where she kind of like has this kind of thing going on. And so if you guys want, I could go talk to her as well about that. Yeah. As an option.
Questions for the,
Yeah.
Is that
Is that an event?
no, so you're questions, right?
okay?
Oh, those are in,
Do we have any other questions or any comments for VP Ari?
they're pinned in the ESA chat.
Hearing none, thank you so much for that report, very informative. I will participate if you do open up sessions for Canva.
Okay,
So,
good to know.
but-
I can't wait to have you.
And just a general reminder to everybody, if you do establish your time and schedule for your committee meetings, please send those to me.
Okay.
Send me the invite. I won't be able to make it every single one of them, but I do make a commitment to make it to as many as possible. And with that, we're going to move to our advisor to see if he has a report for us.
I do. So, first thing, yes, I'm gonna echo what Jose said. Get all of your committee meetings to him so that we can get those put together. Every week, we're looking for folks who want to participate in some of these, so just get those to Jose as soon as possible for your committee meetings. Just make our lives easier. Secondly, there's 3 things that I'm still waiting for folks on that I need to have done as soon as possible because it does impact your time within Senate. First and foremost, I sent out, all these are on links, I'm gonna repost them in the chat, so look at the chat here, complete these before the end of the night tonight, before you go to bed, just finish these. One, I need to still track all of y'all's modalities for how you're gonna be attending Senate regularly. I have about half the Senate filled it out. You need to fill that out because that's our way of holding accountability for how you may attend Senate. Now, this is asking for regular attendance. All of the exec team doesn't have a choice. They have to be here in person unless a special circumstance arises. The rest of y'all do have to notify myself of what is going to be your regular modality. That means more than 50% of the time. So if 50% of the time you're going to be in person, put that. If it's going to change, it changes. That's okay. I still need to track it. So first thing. Secondly, I need to know when your office hours are. We do post our office hours. I do not have it for everybody yet. So I'm looking for whether you're in person at the Truax campus. I need to know when are you going to have your regular office hours. Should hopefully be within the Senate office. If you're going to have office hours virtual and you are typically attending in person, so let me put it that way, I do need to know why. For those who are attending 100% virtually, so Iman obviously cannot attend in person. Iman and I have already worked out when his office hours are, and we'll be putting together a virtual option that is presented to all of the students to be able to participate in. If you're at a regional campus, you can have your office hours at the regional campus. I just need those hours. Complete that as soon as possible so I don't have to track it down anymore, because we do post that in Student Life and elsewhere. And then finally is going to be volunteering for the 9/11 memorial event. As it stands right now, we do not have enough volunteers for the event to happen, therefore the event will not occur, because I won't be reaching out to other clubs to participate if Senate won't show up to participate. So I'm going to repost that link in here as well if you can give some time to assist with that event. The biggest thing is getting the setup done. We typically set it up Monday and Tuesday. I'll show a photo here in a minute of how we do the setup typically or where we do it. I'm not available for other reasons Monday and Tuesday with other commitments. Wednesday, Thursday, typically we're handing out flags to students to go ahead and put in the ground. I have an email coming out with additional information about this. Consider giving us some time. If you cannot, for whatever reason, okay, just know that by the end of the night tonight, if I don't have enough volunteers, this event will not occur. With that, let me show you real quick of where we put everything for the event. So hopefully you can kind of see it online. It's small. I apologize. I tried to blow it up. It didn't work. But the areas in red that you can possibly see on here, sorry if you are colorblind. I don't mean to not have that help. But the areas up here in red, typically that's where we're posting signage about facts and the historical impact that is the 9/11 memorial event. We will not be able to use that this year because of the employee picnic. The employee picnic is taking over. I found that out and I got overruled. So we will now be moving all of our signage to the blue areas, which is all along Wright Street. I'm coordinating that. You all don't need to worry about that. The big thing I need your help with is in this circular area right here that my cursor is on. We try to plant one flag for each individual lost in the attacks on 9/11. Do we reach that level? I don't know, but we try to get as many as possible, in which we did run out of flags last year to put into the ground. We put in about 70% of them to start, just to have the visual remembrance. And the last 30%, we typically ask students who are coming through the mall there to plant in the ground in remembrance of that. That normally happens over the day before and the day of 9/11. So next week would be the 10th and the 11th, so Wednesday, Thursday. And we want as many folks as out there as possible, because I will be reaching out to veteran services as well if there's anybody who would want to participate, as Veterans Club did participate last year. Finally, we need help for teardown, because I actually have to have it all down and out of there by 11 a.m. on Friday. So I'll be around the 10th and the 11th for the placing the flags in, and I'll be here at 9 a.m. on Friday to start taking it all down. That's what I need. I need as much help as possible. So if you can only help Monday, Tuesday, they're going to help me out a ton still, because I need those flags put into the ground, and I'll be there at least to start to help you get that set. I just can't be there for all of it. A lot of what I have, again, not the greatest photo. I'll be share a photo in the chat here in a little bit, because we do have photos from last year of how it looked. And if you were attending classes on campus here last year, even once in a while, we had it out all week. Very impactful. We had a lot of strong interactions. I think we had over 900 students plant flags, which is awesome to see. On top of the, got to be like the 800 or 900, maybe close to 1,000 that we planted ourselves between us and the Veterans Club. That's everything for my report. I'm going to get you those links here in a moment, so you will have them. Do not complete them while we're finishing our business. Complete them tonight. Give me your availability, and I hope that is everything. What's up? Paul, Quinn first, what's up?
Just while you have my attention, everyone else's attention, are there any specific times, Monday or Tuesday?
As much as possible. I literally just need as many people as possible, whatever time you want to give. I'm only in operation 8:30 to 4:30. If you want to do it afterwards, all the materials are in that rolling cart outside of Student Senate, so you can plant them at 7 o'clock at night if you want to. It's up to you. I'm not gonna force anyone to be here after hours to do so. But yeah, if you can give time during the day, even an hour, it makes a huge difference.
Okay.
Good.
Does anybody else have any other questions, comments?
Well,
concerns, or-
Quinn, to answer your question, do you have anything else?
It's same times on Wednesday and Thursday, kind of?
Wednesday and Thursday, once I actually have availability, I'll coordinate that.
Okay.
Because I will give folks like, hey, you said you're available this time, be here, and then my plan is to be out there as much as possible. If you find that you can give time and I didn't tell you to come out there, just come on out. And if we run out of flags, we run out of flags. I'm also okay with that, because I'd rather have them all planted and have that memorialized photo than not plant all of them.
Cool, thank you.
All right, Senator Bauer?
Is this what we're doing instead of the meeting on Thursday and then?
No, meeting's still going on Thursday. That's what happened last year as well, is we still have the meeting that Thursday. That's why I want to do all the setup before then.
Okay.
So then we have it there, so that Friday is just take down and go. Anybody else? Fun days. You mean campus fun days, Annette? Oh, you froze. We'll have more information about campus fun days next week, because we're just starting to get information about campus fun days from Sean and them. So I'll have that information next week. Still frozen. Okay, good.
Pride Fund Day info by email before GA.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll figure it out. I got it. All right, I am done.
All right, we will now move to unfinished business. Open nomination for WSG representative.
So, yep, with that, it remains open right now. Does anybody else want to, is anyone else willing to be nominated, or is anyone going to nominate somebody for the open WSG governor role, as this is the final call for it before we go into the election?
Any in person, any online? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nominations for WSG representative are now closed, and with that, we will move into WSG representative interviews. And first and only on our list is,
There's 3 runners.
there's 3?
Yes. So the first so there's 3 folks running. You all have your standardized questions, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so how this should operate is we will go in order of those who were nominated and accepted. So VP Sturtzel would go first, Senator Sindar would be second, Senator Jagadish would go third. Per the bylaws, you will have, you have about 5 minutes, am I correct in that statement, for them to give their speech?
No, it's what we agreed.
Per the bylaws,
Per the bylaws, it is 5 minutes.
it's 5 minutes for their speech.
I believe so, correct?
Yep,
Yeah.
and then you have your 3 questions that you'll have them answer.
Yeah.
1 second, Cole, we're gonna verify.
That's fine.
So with that being said, the 3 that are conducting interviews, go ahead and get your materials ready. We're gonna be going in order with
Yes,
5 minutes.
yes,
Okay.
each candidate will have 2 minutes to speak.
2 minutes to
Five-
speak.
And 5 minutes.
5 minutes to answer 3
Okay.
questions.
Oh,
2 minutes to speak.
2 minutes to speak.
And would you keep track of the time?
I'll track.
Right, go please.
Yep.
Thank you. And let us know when you want us to start. Let the vice know.
Yes, absolutely. All right. Back up here again.
I got a timer.
Okay, you gotta walk out, I can do it. Can I see it?
Yep, that's fine. So whenever you start, I'll start.
I'm ready. Okay. So hello, everyone. Thank you so much for considering me for WSG Governor. I think that this role would definitely allow me to step up my advocacy for just at the state level. This is not my first time tackling legislation. I have experience at the local level and at the state level. I have experienced advocacy within my school district. I was part of GSA for 5 years, and I was a treasurer, moved up from a treasurer to a vice president, and then to the president role, where I oversaw faculty, took place in just voting on a multi-million-dollar referendum to include safe spaces for LGBTQ plus people. But I know that we work with a very diverse climate of students and just a diverse culture here. And with the attacks that are being done via the Trump administration, I think it's incredibly crucial to have an advocate that isn't afraid of having those crucial conversations through the legislation, and to not say attack it, but to defend people who come from all different walks of life. Whether you are a colored student that comes from a first gen, house, or this is your first time, attending college, coming right out of high school, I want to be sure that I'm an advocate for everyone here. And I think this is the best place to do it, and I am
That is
really
time.
honored.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Nice story.
Oh, wait, no, sorry, correct, go, sit down.
Sit down.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you're good. You're good.
Yeah, we're gonna hang, yeah.
It's all good.
Right on.
So our next candidate, Senator Sindar. And then just let Advisor Cole know when you would like him to start your 2-minute timer for speaking.
Okay.
We start talking, I'm good.
I'm ready, Cole. So, hello everyone. My name is Furkan Sindar. I am an international student. I've been studying Madison College for 2 years. I'm an honor student with the honor medallion and winning of 2024 fall season honor competition. But today, I will speak about my leadership skills. My leadership story start in Madison College when I find out the need for support and advocate for international students. And I volunteered to represent international students' body and protect their rights. And when I became a senator, I realized our regional campuses need a student involvement and support. And after that, I focused my projects, regional campuses and international students, right? And when I extend my scope from international students to regional campuses, I realize with my leadership skill, I can support more people if I extend my scope. And that's why WSG is a great opportunity for me, because I have project I am already doing for my regional campus and international students. And when I extend my scope, I want to do projects for all Wisconsin area. And my main focus, I know we have international students facing concerns, veteran students facing concerns, LGBTQ students facing concerns, and also domestic students who is parent students, or we have a homeless students who is facing problem too. And I believe as a 64th Senate, we will solve all of this problem. There's no problem. But until solve this problem, I believe we need to support our students' mental health. So when I go WSG, my number one focus is gonna be students' mental health all over the Wisconsin, because until we solve students' problem, we are responsible to keep them mentally healthy and support them. I have some plans and ideas, and I want to work with our student senate and with the new friends from WSG. And thank you for making me candidate. This is a great honor for me to be in candidate in front of you making this speech. I'm a little bit excited. Thank you for this.
I'll stand exactly where you stood. Try to get everyone. All right. Cole, I'm ready.
Ready, you let me know.
I'm good. All right, everyone. First off, thank you for inviting me here, not only to the Student Senate, but also to this position. I'd first like to begin with just a little bit of an introduction on myself. I know most of you, but maybe not all of you. I know that well. My name is Hanji Jagadish. I'm a STEM Academy student, which means I'm here from high school, but I'm taking my classes here. And then I'd just like to talk a little bit about my leadership experience, my public speaking experience, kind of things like that. So back in the high school, I was the president of Skills USA, I think is what we call it back there. So then I do know that we have it there, but the high school is a bit different. So as president, we kind of had like job
building opportunities, we had public service, we had food pantry work, things like that. I was also a big part of forensics there, and forensics is really public speaking, right? So with that, every Saturday we get on a bus and go to a tournament somewhere and just speak. And I know it's not the most fun, but really that's what gets the job done, right? That continuous practice again and again. And that really got me in front of big groups, right? As someone who's scared being in front of a group like this, just that practice got me up there talking and advocating for groups like this. Then once I got to MATC the previous year, I started a club here called Wolfpack Elite, which is really focused on philanthropy and leadership work, right? So you have seminars, you have people coming in speaking. I know I've seen a couple people at like food pantries for volunteering. We have food drives, things like that. So really things impacting people here and just around the community as well. Along with that, I'm also the vice president of leadership at Phi Theta Kappa. And so what we're focusing on there is more the leadership aspect, right? We're finding that people who are leaders here stay that, but the people who might not already be leaders here, they might not want to take that role, and then they might not share their ideas and stories there. And so really through these impacts and activities, if I go to Wisconsin student government, I feel like I'll bring these and put Madison College first and really try to bring about our ideas, right? So that every student, though they might not want to share their ideas, they might not be comfortable, they have their ideas and should be able to. Thank you.
So now, how are you all going to provide the 3 questions?
I was gonna say, well, so we want to go like have them each answer like the first question, then the second question, then the third question.
But then everyone's gonna be quiet.
But yeah, you have to remember, they have 5 minutes total to answer those 3 questions.
Okay.
So that is
So
something you have to
then
be
should we
cognizant
just
of.
present them
Should we just
one
have
at a
5
time,
minutes?
or just give them all at once and they have to go through all 3 of them within that 5-minute time range?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, cool.
5 minutes to respond. They can choose which question it is that they want to
That
respond
would
to.
stress me out.
Okay.
Each candidate want a 5-minute Q&A, during which we have 3 prepared
That's
I
questions.
think what we should do is just ask
If
one.
we don't get all
the
the
other,
questions,
the
that's
other,
just
yeah.
fine.
Okay.
Maybe
Then
we
it's
can
a
have it.
5-minute mark.
See if
It's up to you.
So we're going to start.
I just permanently look forward.
Yep, we're going to start with VP Sturtzels. We're going to give him 5 minutes to answer the 3 questions that we asked him. He has up to the 5 minutes to answer any of those 3 questions, one or all 3 of them. And after that, we're going to come to the next person who presented themselves, and we will continue to the third.
So is it, you're gonna have them stand up there for 5 minutes and you're gonna ask the questions succinctly? Like you're gonna say, here's this, they respond, next question, and they have to answer those within the 5 minutes.
Nope. So they're going to come up to the front.
Yep.
We're going to ask them the 3 questions.
You're gonna
They
give them all
have-
3 at once.
Yes, and they're going to have 5 minutes to answer any one of those 3 questions. Or all of them.
Or
if they would like.
all of them, yeah.
Okay.
Delightful, I like that.
You have a question?
Each
I
person
think
gets a question.
that will give Corey very disadvantage and
I do agree with that. I feel like,
Would you two like to step out
I
of the
do
room
feel
and
like
ask
if
them?
he's going first, he's going to be at a disadvantage in terms of like, he doesn't know what's going to be coming, then us
So,
two will know.
that,
maybe we
we
can go outside.
were going to ask you two if you would like to step outside during that process.
Hi.
Your timing then.
Okay.
Timer.
Thanks, Cole. Appreciate it.
Yep. So, yeah, what do y'all time?
I'll do that.
Yeah, I got the timer. Yep. So then, and then whichever one of you wants to read off the questions, do we want them to read off the questions, then we start the timing?
Yeah, we will read off the questions, and as soon as we're done reading the questions, we're going to start the timer for them.
Okay.
We want to make this as comfortable for you as possible.
Yes.
We're going to give you 3 different questions. You can answer all of them or one of them. You have 5 minutes. And we'll give you a 1 minute mark, and when it comes to 1 minute, we'll let you know when it's 1 last minute.
Okay, sounds good.
So just take a breath. This is something we want you to be comfortable with. We really want to know what it is that you can do for this position.
Yeah,
We want the
absolutely.
best candidate to be picked.
Yes.
First gonna ask the first question, I'm gonna ask the second question, Quinn's gonna ask the third, and then the timer will start. Is there anything you're confused about?
No.
Okay. And with that, are you ready with the timer?
Yep.
Okay, so Bert, you go ahead and ask the first question.
Okay. What previous experience or transferable skills do you have that may be relevant to a WSG representative position?
Absolutely, 100%.
And then I'm gonna read the second question.
Yep.
What is your understanding of the WTCS and the WSG representative position? And how will you ensure you complete all your duties?
Yes.
And what do you want to accomplish as WSG representative? By the way, if you need to reference those questions.
Yep, and if you want to see those 3 questions, yeah.
Yeah.
Because now we're going to go ahead and start the timer.
Okay.
We read you those questions.
Okay.
And it starts now.
Okay. So what previous experience do I have, or transferable skills I have, that makes me the best WSG representative? I believe I have leadership skills that I've acquired since high school. I participated in the GSA for 5+ years, advocating directly and collaborating with faculty, actively sitting in with doing meetings and sending emails, taking care of student affairs and such from the get-go. I also am a peer health educator here at MATC. So I actively interact with students, so I am gauging with needs of our students here at MATC. So I get a lot of people who are either homeless, who are international students, so they have specific dietary restrictions or needs. I am partnered as well with our other health educators to put on events to gauge essentially what we're missing in terms of mental health resources. I'm gauging their needs there. International needs, I'm interacting with Turkan and I believe Ari as well, putting together an ad hoc committee. I've stepped foot on local committees at the state level and within the Barneveld district and the Sauk district. I always have seen myself as an advocate. I have skills in advocacy, leadership, collaboration. I've directly dissolved any affairs. I have good conflict resolution skills, and I try to keep my mind open in terms of just, I don't want to allow my subconscious biases to end up tainting anything that comes into policy. I'm thinking directly about our students' needs, our campus needs, and other campuses. I'm more than happy to put in the work and the footwork to try to understand those needs. And I know each campus is different. So WTCS, it's a Wisconsin technical college system. We work with all sorts of different schools. So it is incredibly crucial to take time to address those needs independently and prepare policies effectively by interacting with different schools, interacting with the students. It's incredibly important to take the time and, oh my goodness, take the time to collect information and to, oh my gosh, it's gone. Take the time to collect data and, my goodness, I'm just gonna go ahead and keep going. But my understanding of WTCS is they create policies to make sure that each technical college is using funding appropriately so that we are all getting the needs, say like mental health, accessibility resources, that we're up to code. WSG is essentially, we are an ambassador for our campus.
1 minute.
And we're going ahead and discussing those with WTCS so we can directly advocate for our campus by composing and directing those concerns directly to WTCS faces. What do I want to accomplish as a WSG representative? I want to advocate for international students and veterans. I know that we're under attack right now for the with the Trump administration. It's kind of a scary time, so I definitely want to be a face or a resource that people can freely come to and address concerns to. I think it's a very scary time to be in. Either you're LGBTQ plus person, a veteran, or a person that needs accessibility to resources.
That's your time.
That face. Thank
Thank
you.
you, Corey. Thank you, Corey. Becky, you want to ask you to go inside the room?
He already answered the question, so he can
Yeah, but I
probably,
figured. you
John,
go
do you
ask-
wanna-
I'll go ask him to come in, yeah.
Can I?
What? Water.
What's worse, answering questions?
Go ahead.
Cool for 5 minutes. Got him.
Good afternoon, President Sindar.
Good
So what we're
afternoon,
gonna do, this is gonna be an interview process, and I'll kind of explain it to you. We're gonna read you 3 questions. You're gonna have 5 minutes to answer those 3 questions. You can answer all of them if you want, or you can focus on one of them. You are entitled to the 5 minutes, and it's gonna start once we read the last question.
Okay.
Is there anything that you're confused about, you wanna ask a question about? Yep, so go ahead and take a breath, we want you to be comfortable. We want to get the best person for this position.
Thank you.
With that, we're gonna have Bert start the first question.
All right. What previous experience or transferable skills do you have that may be relative to the WSG representative position?
And then the second question would be, what is your understanding of the WTCS and WSG representative position, and how will you ensure you complete all your duties?
Lastly, what do you want to accomplish as a WSG representative? And if you need to reference a copy of these questions.
So you can reference these, and we're gonna go ahead and start your time. Go ahead and start your
Your time has started.
So I would like to start by first question. What's previous experience I can bring from my old experience? So first I talk about in my speech, I have 200 honor project with the A grade. This means I know how to work on project. I see everything on project, like international student issues. For me is a project which I will solve in future. So this is for me is the experience. I will bring there some projects and I will solve that projects and I will support whoever they have projects there. And I'm also regional campus senator. Right now I'm working with John, I'm your senator process, and with the Ashley with her new bill. So in there I'm trying to, we try to involve students from regional campuses, and I will try to bring that to WSG. Also about international student advocacy, I'm working with Ari, Bethany, John. So about the advocacy, we are trying to do international student ad hoc committee and support them. So I will also bring that, my experience from advocacy to governor position. So what is understanding of the WTSG and WSG representative positions, and how will you ensure to complete all your duties? So WSG is for me is a Wisconsin student governor position, but is a morely, like before I told you I was represent international students, regional campuses, and now I will represent all of Madison College students, domestic students, LGBTQ students, international students. So I need to take a responsibility of all of the students who is studying in Madison Area Technical College, even they vote for me or they didn't vote for me. And when I go there, my scope gonna extend, and I will try to solve all the students from across the problem of all the students from across the Wisconsin. And last question, what do you want to accomplish as a WSG representative? I told beginning of my speech, I want to focus on mental health of students because I see this so important. We have a lot of things to accomplish, and until accomplish these things, we need to keep our students' mental health. And to do this, I have some ideas I would like to share with you. Right now, PTTKPA is offering their members once a month free mental therapy. Just take 5 minutes to speak. This is also interesting for me because it's a great opportunity to have someone, professional somebody, to speak and explain yourself, and it's totally free. I am considering this option. It's a great option. We can have mental health months in our school to support our students' mental health. And as Tim Casper shared, now we have a new program. It's also interesting. And those kind of projects I want to focus on. WSG, mental health, and how I am gonna do this, I will always communicate with my lieutenant and the persons who came with me, my advisor, and the 64th Senate. I will always be in the communication. My peers and the faculty members, I will try to understand needs, and I will try to solve that with the support of everybody around me. This is me. I think this is my all answers.
Thank you. Thank you, appreciate it.
Yeah, and if you would like to just step out and get the next candidate.
I smell twisted. It's like fruity and I really want to taste it.
Imagine who would have you now. You can recognize.
Hi there, sharks.
Hey, what's going on?
Okay, so this is the interview process for WSG. Yeah. I'll give you a quick brief rundown how we're going to do it. You're going to have 5 minutes to answer 3 questions that we're going to read off to you. So Bert will ask the first question.
Yep.
I will ask the second question. And then Quinn will ask the third question. After the third question is answered, we're going to hand you the questions, and then your timer will start. And if you have 5 minutes to answer all of them or one of them, it depends how you want to do it. So, we want you to be comfortable. We want you to take a deep breath. We want to hear from you, all right? We want to pick the best candidate for this position.
Perfect.
With that, do you have any questions about how we're going to do this?
I'm good.
Okay.
Ready?
We're going to have Bert read off the first
All
question.
right. So what previous experience or transferable skills do you have that may be relative to the WSG representative position?
Second question would be, what is your understanding of the WTCS and WSG representative positions, and how will you ensure you complete all your duties?
The last question is, what do you want to accomplish as a WSG representative? For your reference, while answering, here are all the questions that were just asked.
Your timer has started.
All right, perfect. I'll go one at a time down through. The first one, I feel like I kind of talked about this before in my speech. Definitely forensics and things like that. That's like the big first step with like the public speaking and getting in front of a group and talking, but also just in terms of like advocacy. Like if you're passionate about something and you want to say something, not just holding it back, but also being able to take that step forward and talk about it and share your ideas, and I'll try to convince other people on those ideas, as well as just lead, I wouldn't say leadership overall, but like in terms of like a sense of where like leadership and where you're empowering other people, right? And then that's kind of where like the Phi Theta Kappa thing, it's not just you're showing your leadership there with like you causing a change, but you also want to try to convince change and like promote change in other people as well, right? I feel like that's an important thing. If you can inspire just one person, right, to do something for the better, like inspire one person to start volunteering, or one person to go out and say what they have on their mind, right? I feel like that's a powerful thing right there. And then that's the kind of mentality I have with this, where it's not just what I can bring, but like how I can influence and promote and encourage other people as well. I'm kind of quickly going down to the second one, understanding of W2CS, and the other one with the representative. I really have like an overall general knowledge of just like how that is in terms of Wisconsin and how they are like overall and like impact all the technical colleges here, and just how the representative here is like our voice for them, right? They're like the person from MEBC here to go there and say, hey, this is what I'm seeing, this is what we're seeing, and like this is like kind of some ideas, this is like what we would like, what like maybe our opinions on this, and really just to bring that perspective around and just like our ideas, our thoughts, things like that. How will you ensure you complete all your duties? I feel like I made sure that with all my classes, my extracurricular activities, clubs, volleyball, I got a couple things going on, but I've made sure that with the time schedule and everything, I have everything set out, and if the need be as well, if for whatever reason some conflict has to emerge, which I've checked it does not, but if it does, I'm willing to like say, not go to like a volleyball practice, right? And it's just like kind of like that balancing as well, right? Because you have priorities and like you can't do everything, right? I feel like that's something we all try to do. We all try to do everything we can, but just like the balancing act, you know, where it's like, what do you value and what do you want to put your time and effort into? And I feel like this is especially something which is like, yes, I want to give my 100% into it. I want to show up and do the work. I want to encourage others. I want to make sure that we're seen and that we're heard. That's definitely something that gives it more value there. And what do you want to accomplish, the last one, as a representative? I feel like this kind of goes back to what I said before with like my entire mentality, you could say, of just everything, where it's really like, it's not what you can do, right? Because I feel like we all have like big, big ideas and they're all amazing, but it's not just one person, right? It's this one person encouraging someone else, and then that person going out and making a change, and you're making a change, and we're all encouraging each other, and you have a sense of community, right? Where like, we're helping you make your change, and you're helping someone else make their change, right? And that's kind of just goes bigger and bigger and bigger out there. And though your action might be small, right? You have this big idea, and your action might be small, but you've encouraged someone else to have some other impact. And then that all kind of all builds together, right? And when I kind of think of this as like a small hug or something, right? Let's just say like that. But it's like, even though you're tiny, right? You might be small by yourself. The amount of impact you can cause by yourself and the amount of like voice you can have is tremendous, right? But if you bring that along with like someone else, and like you're not by yourself, right? You have other people behind you as well. And so say it's like mental health or like the parking situations that we have here. I know we have trouble with like international students right now and the courses they have. I have stuff at Goodman South, and just all over. I feel like all these are voices that we can bring together, right? And encourage other people, and we can bring that opinion together and share that out as one collective whole. Yeah.
And you can tell everybody to come back in.
We're good.
We're only have 5 minutes for this.
So I have time to
be.
All right.
Yeah, you can go first.
Good now.
Sean's on a mission.
So are we able to just like push that off of the agenda?
All right.
Okay, and then, yeah, then just skip that and move to the next one.
Ideal.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. 20%. 500.
Yeah.
Got it.
Good job.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Great presentation.
Absolutely.
All right, hopefully all of you are still on. I don't know who's on this end yet. It's not going to work for me to be able to put out a QR code because it won't show on screen. So right now in the chat, here's the form to complete for the voting for the WSG governor position. So please, everybody fill this out. You will have 4 options.
Oh, you'll have to vote too? Or?
Yes, yep, you're all allowed to vote as well.
And as they say in the Catholic Church, you should vote for yourself.
So with it, you have 4 options. You can vote for either of the 3 candidates who spoke today, or you can abstain. You do have the choice to abstain, but everybody should vote in some capacity. Something to be made known, the individual who receives the second most votes will be appointed the Lieutenant Governor of the Wisconsin Student Government Madison College representative.
And I would agree, casting a tie-breaking vote if there's a tie, but it's a three-way, so
I theoretically think, well, you can technically vote in this.
I kind of.
It's
Yeah,
not
it's
a
a
bill,
secret
so
ballot,
yeah.
it's a secret ballot vote. The only thing, yeah, you would break, unless it says in the bylaws that you're not allowed to vote. Well, then you have to still vote to abstain, unless you're gonna wait till the end. All right, as it stands, we do not have majority of votes in. If everybody could please submit their vote, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We have 14 people in here that can vote.
The link isn't working.
Shut up.
Sorry,
Cool.
It's weird because I actually have.
It worked for me.
Mine worked.
Cole, I'm just the messenger.
All right, let me try this. Hold on.
Okay, maybe try it again.
No, like I worked, it didn't work online. It didn't work. And that,
Okay, wait.
Works for me.
Okay, I have 14 responses.
Leave the room
Yeah.
when they are asked questions.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that's 11. I'm on 12. Evan is 13. Nandine's 14. Say we have 15. Sorry. So I'm missing one last person. Got it in. Okay. So now I will need. Did Quinn step out? All right, Brad.
Yes, sir.
You're up to finalize it.
All right.
So, yep, I have these folks here to approve. So here is the outcome. As you see, we have 15 votes in. Y'all obviously verify that this is the outcome. Okay, go ahead.
All right.
All right, so with that being said, y'all can have a seat. The elected WSG governor for the 2025-2026 year will be Furkan Sendar. And then the lieutenant governor via the second place votes will be Sanjay Jagadish. So, to both of you, more information will come from me about making sure that we are on top of getting ready for the upcoming meeting. As a reminder to all of you, if you have any interest in attending the WSG meetings, you all are welcome and open to do so. I'm going to verify at the end of this meeting who I'll be attending that I've heard from the October one, because that attendance closed in a couple days ago. What's up?
Can I shake my candidate's hands?
Can we save it for the end, just because we have some more stuff to get through? Please, I appreciate that. But with that, that will end the WSG governor's voting, and back to you all for the next step.
Yeah, I would like to quickly make a motion to table the inclusion and belonging coordinator interview.
Okay, motion has been entered by VP Ari Nichols to table the inclusion coordinator interview. Seconded by Senator Bauer.
IDC candidate.
IDC candidate.
Am I allowed to do that?
Discussion?
Oh, yeah.
No discussion, any in person online, seeing none online. I move to vote for unanimous decision. Any opposed? Speak now in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Motion has been carried. We will table that for our next meeting. We will now move to a ad hoc committee, Creation International Student Affairs Committee.
No, you missed the bill.
Missed the bill. I keep doing that today, all right. Now we're gonna move to the bill. President, Senator Larson, you may now have 10 minutes to present your bill.
10 minutes?
Someone put something.
You have 10 minutes on the clock, and you can just, as long as you need.
Okay,
You could go-
perfect.
Or you could go as fast as
I would.
Yeah.
All right, round 2, let's go.
All right, so, online, it is showing the bill. Hold on 1 second. Senator Crowder has her hand raised. Senator Crowder.
Crowder said she needed to leave at 6:30.
Yeah.
Okay.
As do I.
This is awesome.
Okay.
This is
With
amazing.
that, just 1 second.
Okay. Please. What?
Or the option here.
We can still vote. Yeah, and then it's your vote, your 3/4 vote is based upon who is here at the time to be voted in. So if they leave, that drops us to 11.
There's some
Sorry, guys.
motion made
In the chat.
to end the meeting and table everything.
Okay, so theoretically, that's been entertained, that is provided. Is there
Is there a
a
second
second?
to this motion?
That would be the case. Is there a second online or in person
Online or in person?
for this motion? And if you are bringing the second online,
For table.
to table it, sorry.
I'll second.
Yeah.
Make the second, okay.
Yeah, we're gonna table the inclusion
No,
coordinator.
everything.
Oh, so-
We did that already.
So yeah, hold on, y'all, let me clarify quick.
I retract my motion.
You can, no, you're all good. So Senator Crowder has made a motion to table all business and end the meeting currently. So that motion is made. We're now in the process of, is there somebody to second that motion?
Second the motion.
The motion has been made or seconded by Senator McCray. So now we go into a period of discussion as to anything regarding this motion. So a period of discussion here. Yeah, is there any discussion?
I would like to say we have 2 people that are here to join Senate, and I would hate to have to push them back again.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I would be fine with tabling everything except their applications.
And then with that too, though, if we have to go, can,
You can leave, yes.
Yes, you're able to go. There'll be nothing held against you.
You're able to leave right now.
okay.
So, okay, so that's been the discussion. Senator Sundar?
I'm sorry, so if we table that, it does mean our ad hoc committee cannot function yet? Because if it's like that, we already postponed 1 week of our ad hoc committee for international students.
Gotcha.
I thought your ad hoc committee thing was as long as it was approved of the executive council. Am I incorrect in that?
We still, but we're still supposed to, based off what you told me specifically afterwards, we are still supposed to present it to everyone before we begin.
Every single day, international students write about.
But
taking class.
I don't think it's specifically mentioned.
We're gonna do it all by.
So, okay, so technically the amendment made by VP Nichols to allow for the voting in of the 2 senators at large, Senator Crowder has accepted that amendment. So technically we would go into,
Straight into the.
well, technically would we have to second that then to approve that amendment to there?
Entertain a second for the motion.
How long are we gonna have that be?
For what? For them?
Yeah.
It is 2 minutes for them to, give a speech, 3 minutes to answer questions that they had created, and then we vote immediately on that. And this, it's just that they are joining or they are not joining, that is how the vote is done. At simple majority.
Just make sure you understand that Senator Crowder's accepted the amendment.
Yeah, and then
Do we have a
Quinn has
second?
seconded that amended motion.
Second by Senator Sanjay.
Okay.
Quinn seconded it, so we're already set there. Yep. Okay, so now there's that period of discussion. Anything else? And if not, then Jose, you can move into the.
Let's see, none in person or online, we're gonna go ahead and pass this in unanimous decision. If you have. Okay,
No, I'm sorry. No, you're good.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The amendment to the motion is passed. We are going to table the ad hoc, we're going to table the inclusion of the law coordinator. We are going to go with the presenting of the bill. And then we're also going to go with the ad hoc.
No,
No, the bill.
Tabled everything but the general
Everything
senator.
But the general senator.
That is
Yes,
correct. That's
so,
the understanding.
yep, we're gonna have.
That will be amended. I apologize, everybody, online and in person. So we're going to go ahead and go with that now.
Okay, so then
That being said,
you are first, so would you like to come give us your speech?
please introduce yourself and we'll give you
Yeah. What is it, 2 minutes?
2 minutes per.
All right, you all keep time.
All right, let us know when you would like us to start your timer.
Sorry, hang on, I gotta get it.
Started?
I'm started.
Yeah, hang on, sorry.
Now
I don't
she
have it.
waited.
I have it pulled up. There we go, okay. Now you have begun.
My name is Abby Holke, and I would like to join the Madison College Student Senate. I transferred here from a separate college where I had experienced a lot of issues, and unfortunately, when I had brought it up to the faculty, my voice was not heard. And so when I had found out that there was an amazing student senate at Madison College, I knew that that's where I wanted to be. I've experienced firsthand how it feels to not have your voice heard when there's something serious that's going on. I myself struggle with being low income. I'm disabled, I'm LGBT, I'm a woman. I have a lot going on in my life. And I have gone through a lot of things at that college that probably shouldn't have happened. And I had seen it happen to my peers and people closest to me as well. People who were supposed to be there for inclusion weren't, and the people who were supposed to be supporting us the most were the people that were fighting against us the most. And so I really want to be involved in not just a committee of people coming together, but for the school, for people who are struggling, different ethnicities, races, sexualities, veteran status, even down to height and shoe size. Make your
You have
voice
30
heard.
seconds.
I want to not be working with a team, but working for a team and for the general students at Madison College. I have done this a little bit. I tried to help students find their way to class on the first day, and I've signed up for volunteering. There wasn't much I was able to do before the semester started, but I want to do more, and I want to use my voice to encourage others.
Great, and that is your time.
what, how many minutes of questions do we have?
Well,
Do they
so
get
we're
to
gonna
see
have to
this?
do the same
Same
thing that we just did previously.
Well, no, because there is no necessary outcome in which someone doesn't, they can all answer that because it's either they're both in, that either they're in or they're not. So
Okay,
it's not, there is no like,
I guess, yes, all right, never mind, so yeah.
that's correct, so you can do the three, you can do the questions, and then it doesn't impact anything, we'll do the vote at the end though.
For questions, it's 5 minutes again, correct?
3
3 minutes for
3
questioning?
minutes.
3 minutes for questioning, okay.
I've got questions up.
You have them up?
Yeah.
Okay, if, yeah.
And we're gonna do the same style.
Same ones?
They're separate questions, but we're gonna do in the, okay.
I don't have them written down, so you don't have to remember all the questions.
Go ahead, you can
Start the time.
First question, outside of supporting the Madison College community, what do you hope to gain from being a member of Student Senate?
I hope to gain leadership skills as much as communication skills, a little bit of social anxiety, and I took a communications class that really helped with that. And I found that I do actually like public speaking, and so I hope to gain some more experience from that as well as leadership. I'm currently majoring in nursing, and I would like to try to climb up the ladder of that and become a doctor one day. And I think this could help me in that as well. After my time here at Madison College, I'm also thinking of transferring. Not sure where yet, I was thinking UW, but maybe somewhere else, and I think this would help me do that as well.
Second question, what previous experience or transferable skills do you have that might be relevant to your work on Student Senate?
So I had done a year at a different college before this, and during that, I had done a lot of group projects, which I, like many people, don't like. And most of that is because I don't do, not that I don't work well as a team, but I don't work well when one person is in charge of everything. I work better when everything's a group. And I found myself a lot of the time trying to talk to the leader of the group and try to make it more of a group project instead of just one person controlling the entire project. I unfortunately was homeschooled a lot of my life, so I wasn't able to do a lot of leadership opportunities in high school like I would have wanted to, but I am trying to take that stand now in college.
The last question we have, and then we'll open it up to any other questions if there is time remaining. What organizations and other activities are you currently involved in this semester?
You have 1 minute remaining.
I was planning on doing a lot of volunteering. If I join something, I would like to go to events out there as well. I know Corey goes to a lot of them. So, but I have signed up for volunteering. I'm going to be helping out at the food pantry, as well as just some general volunteering as well, just whatever comes up. I also was kind of thinking of doing theater, but I would rather do Senate than theater, so I guess it would depend, but I'm mostly volunteering work.
And we got about 20 seconds. When I say compromise, what comes to mind?
Work as a team. If there's even one person that disagrees, try to figure out why instead of just blindsiding going past it.
Thank you very much.
And so now do we vote on her, or do we?
We'll vote to the end, because I have them both on one.
Okay, perfect.
Like the whole.
He gets it.
Maybe the whip, right?
Hello. So,
we're gonna go ahead and give you a couple minutes to speak. Then we're gonna ask you these questions. It's gonna be the same process. Is there any questions you have for us before you start?
I don't think so.
Okay. And with that,
your time has started.
All right. My name is Ash. I'm prospective senator hoping to join Student Senate. And I recall my first meeting a couple weeks ago when I sat in, it reminded me a lot, it felt like going home. It felt a lot like my high school, where we went to a community-based school where we were allowed to talk to the principal, and I was a student leader, where I got to work with the principal and bring student concerns to the principal. I got to work with them on improving the school community, and I'm really just excited about the effect that student leadership can have on improving school environments. I've been involved at Madison College for a few weeks. Haven't been doing a whole lot. I've started joining clubs, doing events like Wolfpack Connect and other things like that. I've already volunteered for the 9/11 Memorial, and I hope to help out with that. And Senate feels like a way for me to take that next step and get more involved. In high school, I was also doing community work. I built a writing center like the one we have at Madison College from scratch. I went and talked with district coordinators. I toured different writing centers like this one to get the training that I needed to then train other tutors so they could help out and continue that legacy of helping. And I wrote grants and I secured $1,500 in funding personally for the club, or for the center rather, so that they could continue that work. And then we went to a national teachers conference and we got to present on our model. And we did a 90-minute panel where we talked with people from around the country on what the work we were doing was. Beyond that, I also bring years of leadership.
30 seconds.
That's, wow. I did 284 volunteer hours as I trained staff and other things like that. At PEX Martial Arts, I've done a lot of different things that I'll get to when we have our question period, because I know those questions are coming up.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you.
Yep, and with that, we will move to our question period. And we're going to have our VP, Matt, to go ahead and read these questions again.
Yep. So as soon as you start talking, you'll have 5 minutes. If we finish
Three.
these questions,
3 minutes.
3 minutes.
3 minutes.
Thank
Thank you. If we finish these, we'll open the floor for any others. First question, outside of supporting the Madison College community, what do you hope to gain from being a member of Student Senate?
I'm really excited to join Senate for multiple reasons. One of the biggest reasons is, of course, connecting with all you amazing people. I've had a chance to talk with quite a few of you already, and this is just such a bright group. I heard some amazing philosophical conversations when I was in the Senate office a few days ago, and it was really fun. And the way that we're able to talk to Dr. Burns, and we have all these people coming in that are giving us information, it really gives us a platform to make meaningful change for the community. And I think that that is just so impactful, and that's something that I want to be a part of if I can, and if you'll have me.
So,
Second question, what previous experience or transferable skills specifically do you have that might be relevant to Senate?
I've done quite a few things in high school. I'm already familiar with Parley Pro. I was the president of my school's Model United Nations Club. I went to multiple international conferences, Bosman, Simon, where I won awards. There were thousands of people there for the things that I could do and bring people together, forming blocks and working on projects. And I've done other things. Can you remind me of the question?
What previous experience or transferable skills do you have?
I work at the local business I was telling you about at the end of my speech, where I train new people that are coming in. I'm a shift manager. I've actually taught hundreds of students martial arts over the 3-4 years that I've been teaching. And it's really fun to give back to my community and be a part of that. And I also can work in professional settings. When I was doing that writing center presentation, I'd worked with a lot of people from UW and other different centers like that. So I'm capable of bringing those people into the work that we do. And that's something that I would hope can be an asset to the Student Senate.
Okay. Last question is, what organizations and other activities are you currently involved in this fall semester?
I believe I've gone through most of those. As an incoming student, I haven't done a lot, but I'm hoping to do more going forward.
Okay. All right. And with that, you have a minute and 5 seconds. I will go ahead and start off with asking you a question. When I say the word integrity, what comes to your mind?
Integrity is being open and honest with the people around you. If you're keeping secrets, that is not something that can allow for teamwork, and that is such a foundational part of what we're doing at Senate. And I really think it is important that we are openly communicating. That's why I love how we're sharing out what we're doing in these meetings. It is a great way to get that information out and be able to invite other people into the work that we are doing.
Awesome.
Senator Larson, you have a question?
Yeah. What would be something you'd be interested in working on during your time in Senate?
I've got a couple of things I'd like to work on. I know that going into my classes, I didn't know any of the people. So I did Wolfpack Connect, I did tours, I did things like that. And I still didn't feel connected to people. So I'd want those sooner, and I'd work with other people to have those events actually connect people in meaningful ways. And I also want resources to come up more in ways that can be more equitable and accessible to different people. That's a lot of things where you hear about it on the first day. I know Ari was part of the event thing that we did at Wolfpack Connect, but that was only one day.
And that is time.
You can need more stuff.
Alrighty, so like before, click the link. Remember, you are voting for 2 different things, so read it fully. different from the WSG governor, you will vote on the matter of adding Avery Holt, am I correct in that? Holte, sorry, Avery Holte to join the Student Senate. You have three choices: in favor, not in favor, and abstain. And then you have the vote on the matter of Ash Rogers of joining Senate, in favor, not in favor, and abstain. Yes, you need to go vote. Please vote. This is not like a competition. I'm going to call it competition type what we did before, where we have open spaces to fill. And just so everybody is aware, we're able to bring on 2 individuals to fill general senator positions because officially through executive council, Senator Bauer will be moving basically horizontally from the general senator position to filling our Goodman South regional senator role. So congratulations to Senator Bauer. So we have 12, one person left, so I need 2 more votes to reach 14. We're at 14. Yep, Milton can come back on up. And again, it's majority votes. Or to bring all 3 of you up. Yeah, you can.
No, can I come see?
You're supposed to verify.
Yeah. No, I'm trying to verify.
Thanks. All righty. And so on the matter of Avery Holte joining Senate, Avery Holte, you are one of our new general senators, so congratulations. And then Ash Rogers, you are also one of our new general senators. Congratulations. So given the time that we're at the beginning of our next GA meeting, we will do your swearing in if that's okay, just so we can move on along. So we'll have everything prepared. Just feel free to show up as you normally would. We'll have a spot for you at the table and we'll do your swearing in then and any paperwork that we may have. That includes that. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
A lot of talking today.
All right.
I want to talk.
We're gonna move down to non-business housekeeping, and knowing that there is none, we'll go to announcements. Our next meeting will be on Thursday, September 11th, in room C2455 at 4:30 p.m. And with that being said, I would entertain a motion for adjournment.
I'll motion.
All right, Nichols, second. Second by Senator Larson. Go for it. We'll get to the draw. Discussion? Hearing no discussion, and person online, I vote unanimous decision. And
I just wanted to point out a motion to adjourn was already made. Motion to adjourn after the election.
All right? Next week.
Okay.
You can make a motion to future. I didn't think that we could make a motion for the future.
It has to be under the line item.
What they say tomorrow morning.
Okay.
Then
So
I
we need
will
to
let you
redact
know.
it.
I will let you know.
It's fine. Okay, so motion's been made. No, it's fine. So motion's been made, correct?
Motion has been made, it has been seconded by Senator
Okay,
Larson.
discussion.
Discussion, hearing none, seeing none. I move to the vote against decision. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Motion has been passed. Adjournment has been made. Thank you, everybody.
Good job, guys.
Stick around if you want to chat. Other than that, we'll see you guys.
One of these days, we will finish on time again.